I'm going to be starting with a song popular and sung by Chandamore that says that I still got joy in chaos. I've got peace that makes no sense, and I won't be going under. I am not held. Now I'm holding on to the line that says that I have got peace that makes no sense, and that brings me to our topic for today: finding peace during difficult season. How are you doing? How have you been? And when I ask how are you doing, I sincerely want to know how you are doing. My name is Ola Oladipupo, and I am your comfort corona. This week we'll be talking about finding peace during difficult season. Like the lyrics of the song I mentioned earlier, it says that I still have joy in chaos. And I know that in our last episode, I said that spend joy as a currency, meaning that no matter what happens, you still have joy. Now it goes further to say that I got peace that makes no sense. Finding peace during difficult situation. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to follow the pattern you want or how you expect it. When life doesn't go according to plan, you should have peace. Your peace is possible even when you are in the midst of chaos, in the midst of all the noise, in the midst of all the disappointments. Your peace should be important to you. So how do you find peace? Stay with me. The reality of difficult season. Sometimes our difficult season might be a loss, maybe loss of job, loss of relationship, loss of friendship. It could be any kind of loss, whatever kind of loss. It could be disappointment in whatever form. It could be about your career. It could be personally. It could even be things that when others listen to it might not make sense to them, but you have suffered some sort of disappointment. It could also be delayed dreams. You woke up in your life, or starting out, you set a time for yourself. You set a goal that at so point in my life, maybe at age 20 or at age 25 or at age 30, this is what I would have achieved. But unfortunately, it is not happening like that. So you have delayed dreams, you have relationship struggles, you have financial pressure, or you have health challenges. These are difficult seasons, and anybody can find themselves in this season at different points in their life without any notice. It would not give you any notice, so you are not going to be prepared for it. But these experiences are part of being human. You are not failing because you are struggling. All this loss, all these challenges is actually part of being human. Look at it. If everything was going smoothly, I used to say that life would be boring. There's beauty in variation. There is beauty in season. You only need to find your peace in those seasons so that you can actually enjoy those seasons. Why it feels so heavy? Difficult seasons challenge our sense of security. And you are wondering, of all people, why me? But really, I should ask you, why not you? It could be anybody. So why you say, why me? But those are the questions we ask. We ask, why me? We ask, how long will this last? We ask, what if things never get better? This is why it feels heavy, because all these questions we are asking, they are rhetorical. You don't have answers to it. Nobody will provide answers. And even if you get answers, it might not actually be the correct answers, or you might still not take the way you feel away. Often, uncertainty creates more distress than the actual problem. It is just because we don't have the answers to this question. That's why you are worried. That's why you are in distress. It is not actually the severity of what you're going through. It is not, most times, it is not even how deep that thing is. It is because you don't have answers. Fear grows where certainty is missing. That's why finding your peace in this season is very important. Signs you may be struggling emotionally. Your body often speaks before your words do. You know, a lot of people have insight, or you would say you got a feeling something bad wants to happen, or you got a feeling that things might not go right. So yes, your body might actually catch on before you actually see the thing, or you find the words for it. Probably you start having trouble sleeping. You just realize that you are turning. Constantly you are worried, you are bothered. You are not sure about what the outcome will be, if it will be what you're actually expecting. You're emotionally exhausted. You lose motivation. You cannot explain it. Sometimes things around us will tell us and give us signs that we are entering a new season, or we are in a difficult season, even before we know it ourselves. your irritability is increased. Any little thing will piss you off. You can't even explain it. Sometimes people will say it's mood swing, but it might not be that. You are withdrawn from others. You just want to be alone. Maybe you have even been carrying more than what you have taken out time to process. But I want to tell you that what peace really is. Peace is not the absence of problem. Peace is not the absence of challenges. Peace is not when everything is going on smoothly. Peace is not when you're getting the desired results. No. Peace is actually finding calm in the midst of all this trouble. Peace is remaining grounded irrespective of the uncertainty, whether you're sure or not, whether you know the response or not, whether you know the outcomes or not. Peace is just being calm at that time. Peace is finding calm within chaos. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody. Peace is even when everyone is shouting. Peace is being stable even during pressure. It is you being grounded when the pressure is actually high and at the maximum. Trusting yourself during difficult moments is actually peace. That is what peace looks like. Now, for you to find peace and hold on to it during your difficult season, focus on what you can control. I have said this over and over again. Focus on what you can control. These are things you cannot control, and I think it shouldn't bother you. What other people think about me, it's not your business. What is other people's choice is not your business. Unexpected events is not your business. The past, let it be in the past. As long as you have taken life lessons from it and you have built upon it, you can't change it. You can't go back to the past. So let it be in the past. Then every outcome, you cannot control every outcome. These are things that you cannot control. So please shift your focus from things you cannot control. Focus on things you can control. What are the things you can control? You can control your response. Yes, I think Newton's third law of motion says that to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. No, but you can actually respond and not react. So you can actually control your response. If you want to react, it means that the moment it comes, you bounce it off. But you can actually take time. That is response. So you can control how you respond to situation. You can control your habits. If you are used to worrying, overthinking, you are just used to going and going and going, you can control it by pacing yourself and taking a deep breath. You can control your boundaries. These are things you have control over. These are things that will help you find your peace and keep it. You can control the support you seek. You already know people that are in your corner. If I know that when I talk to you, you will add to my problem, or I will leave with more than what I came with, I will kuku not talk to you. You can control the support that you seek, and you can control who your support system, who they are. Now, this is a tool you can use in time where it is difficult and all these things are making it impossible for you to find your peace. You can do the grounding exercise. It's called the 5 4 3 2 1 exercise. We'll use it with our senses. Name the 5 things you can see. This is a practical exercise. In times where you can actually feel that you are in chaos, you don't know what to do, take a deep breath. List 5 things you can see. Name 4 things you can touch. Now, it might look easy, but you would actually have to struggle to do this, especially when you don't have a clear mind. So it will work. In doing this, you will work. It's just like when somebody wants to have a surgery and you're asked to count backwards from 10. You do 9, you do 7, you do 6. Just like that. Before you know it, the anesthesia has taken effect. So 5 things, you name 5 things you can see. You name 4 things you can touch. You name 3 things you can hear. You name 2 things you can smell. Then you name 1 thing you can taste. Even if it's just your saliva, you name 1 thing you can taste. So that's a grounding exercise that you can actually do when everything feels overwhelming. 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste. Grounding helps calm the nervous system and it brings you back to the present, whether you like it, because it's going to take effort for you to do that. So it's going to bring you back to the present. You may not be where you want to be, but you are not where you used to be. Whether you like it or not, whatever measure you feel you want to use to measure your progress, if you check it, you have moved from point A to point B. Even if the point B is not your initial point B or your desired point B, but you are moved already. Healing is happening, growth is happening. Keep your hope alive. What this season may be teaching you, you can only learn it when you find your peace. It's going to be teaching you resilience. It's going to be teaching you patience, teaching you emotional strength, self-awareness, dependence on healthy relationship. All these lessons you can learn from that situation only if you are able to find your peace. Pause and ask yourself, what strength have I developed because of this season? What lessons have I learned in this season? And when that pressure comes and you want to lose your peace, ask yourself, if I don't get this thing now, what's the worst thing that can happen? Then take a deep breath. In the midst of all this, don't forget to reach out to Rose of Sharon Listening and Support Center. You can send us an email. You can book a session to speak with us. You can follow us on all our social media handles, which will be displaying at the end of this video. Thank you. We love you.